Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. We're doing a lot of Thorpe Park stuff recently, so I thought I'd mix it up and do something about Alton Towers. It's not exactly a big video, not usually what I would do for like Thorpe Park and that, like updates and stuff, but I just kind of want to share my favourite ride at Alton Towers. I think like it's a little bit different. But yeah, it just takes a break from all the Thorpe Park stuff. I do have loads of other videos planned for release. So stay tuned for that. I've got one on Jungle Escape at Thorpe Park, so definitely be looking forward to that. And also you'll see that I removed my posters from my wall because, or maps should I say, they weren't exactly posters, because when I went to Thorpe Park a couple of weeks ago, I did get a Swarm poster that is going to be going up behind my wall there. I still have my maps, they're literally on my windowsill there. So if you guys want them up, I can keep them up, but to be quite honest, I'm not really bothered about them. But yeah, been to Thorpe Park twice in the last 2 weeks, so you know what, I'm happy with Thorpe Park. Let's just get into some Alton Tower stuff. So, first of all, let's announce what my favourite ride is. You probably saw from the thumbnail and that, but it is Oblivion. Now, Oblivion is something really interesting for me, because it's like Stealth in a way that it's short but sweet. And I really do give it credit, because at the time it was one of the first coasters at Alton Towers, and many people just preferred Nemesis because it was longer, but to be quite honest, I prefer that over Nemesis because it's just like I said, it's like Stealth. You can compare it to Stealth really easily. It's really exhilarating for the short time you're there. Generally with a coaster, there will be some parts that are really intense and some parts not. The whole of Oblivion is intense from the start when you go up the lift hill and you're sort of looking down like, oh no, that's pretty high, to the bit where you actually go down into the hole. Now the thing that makes it really unique to the type of coaster it is it goes into the hole while it's still vertical. It's not completely vertical because the wheels aren't spring loaded. That is the case with many dive coasters now. They do have spring loaded wheels so it can keep it on the track, but it is just below vertical or just above vertical, whatever you want to say. But you're going through the hole while you're still going down, which I think is cool, because many of the dive coasters level out and go into the tunnel, where I think that this is quite unique. Obviously, you've got the smoke effects and all that, and it did have quite mixed reviews, like I said, when it came out. I only rode this ride recently, last year. It was one of my first times going to Alton Towers. I did go to Alton Towers when I was younger, a lot when I was younger. But I've never ridden any of the coasters there, so I got to ride all of them, and by far one of the best theme parks I've ever been to. I could go on like a massive tangent and make a whole nother video on why Alton Towers is probably my favourite Merlin park, but we'll have to save that for another video. So yeah, Oblivion, what makes this ride personal to me really good? Now, personally, I like the fact that it hangs you at the top. It is a really interesting and unique way to start off a coaster. See, most coasters just go up the lift hill, you know, they curve around a bit. That is also the good thing about Swarm. The Swarm is very unique in the way that it twists you and drops you head first. I think that's a really good implementation to that ride. But it's kind of weird. My favourite coasters from Thorpe Park and Alton Towers are the coasters that are the shortest. Obviously at Thorpe Park it's Stealth, Nemesis, Alton Towers it's Oblivion. So, you know, I just feel like them types of coasters are really good, like I said, because it's short and sweet. I mean, they're not coasters I'd queue up ages for, obviously, because it's quite a short experience, but when you do go on it, it is really impactful and really, really good. Now, obviously, it had a bit of slight retheme when the Smiler came in. I think the Donut Factory got a little bit more of a retheme, but other than that, the coasters mostly stayed the same since it's opened. Which I think is really good, because I feel like they need to keep the integrity and the themes of these coasters preserved as much as possible, because people that come back to the park that remember being there when it opened, it's much more of like a satisfaction when it's the same as it's always been and it's close to your heart. Now, I've never experienced that with a coaster before, so you know, I've never been to a park opening day for a coaster. Hoping that Thorpe Park are going to do a coaster in the next couple of years so I can be their opening day for that. But yeah, to be quite honest, I would be completely happy if they just kept something like Stealth the same for the next years to come, because it just preserves something like that to be memorable. Because if a coaster's changing every single year, it's less memorable, which is the problem with X Sector in the past. It was changed and redone quite a lot. Obviously, it had the shuffling of rides. It used to be like a fun fair sort of area, then they changed it to like a secret government facility. Then it's obviously evolved into where the Smile and Oblivion are. But yeah, it is a really good coaster, and it is one of my favourite things to do there, and it really did catch me off guard, because like I said, it's quite short, and I was expecting to like Wickham more, really. That is my second favourite coaster at the park. But just the fact this overwhelmed me so much, I was so surprised when I went on this, and it was a really pleasant surprise. And I learnt a little trick. If you put your arms out and your legs out, as you go down, it literally feels like you're free falling. Quick tip there. And that is probably one of the best experiences I've ever had on a coaster. Now, this is, I could kind of say, my favourite coaster in the world that I've ridden, obviously, because I haven't really been abroad and done any coasters. But I would say this is my favourite coaster I've ever been on. Close with Stealth, obviously. But it's one of them rides where you sort of forget about how good it is. That's what I like with Stealth. Over the close season for Thorpe Park, I was like, I'm sort of leaning more towards Swarm, and then I went back on Stealth and I instantly knew that, and I remembered why it was my favourite. That's why now, when I go on a coaster and I come off straight away and say, I loved that, that was a brilliant experience, and I say it throughout the time I'm there, I keep that in my head. Even when I start to doubt it, it's in my head, because I know that judgment was made after I got on the ride and after I haven't ridden it for a while now. I'm hopefully going to be going to Alton Towers in August. To me, it is basically a yearly thing because it is so far away. I mean, Thorpe Park's about an hour away, let alone Alton Towers about 4 or 5 hours. So if we go, it generally is for a couple of days. We'll be staying overnight, stuff like that. But yeah, I probably will make a video on why Alton Towers is my favourite park, because I think that could be a really interesting video to make. And obviously I want to enjoy these videos and making these videos just as well as you enjoy watching them. So if you do like this video, subscribe, leave a like, comment, you know, all that jazz. And I'll continue making more of these, because if I see these videos are doing well, then I'm going to make more of them. And obviously it's not just about what I like, it's about what you guys like, and I'm not just going to keep pumping out content that I like and then make you guys disappointed. So let me know if you do like these types of videos, like favourite rides and stuff, not just like updating the parks and saying what's new. I will be doing some of them. Like I said, I've got Jungle Escape coming soon. But yeah, I probably will be doing more videos like this in the future. So that is it for today, guys. I will see you guys later.